Well, see, that's the beauty that as you're teaching, you're gonna find you. And that's why I'm always saying, like, stay true to you, because you're gonna find who you are as an instructor. You're gonna find who you are as a person, because it's the person that connects with people. Like, whatever it is, like, you're a funny instructor, you're more of a fierce instructor, you're more of like a corny instructor, like, oh, that stuff, or you're more of like a cochino. Like, you're gonna find who you are and then embrace it. Don't hide it. And to be honest, love, I think that I see it in artists and I see it reflected on us. It's the one thing that you have always tried to hide or push that is your strength. Like, I feel like it's that weird aspect of you, or that different aspect of you, that makes you you.
Welcome to the Happy Beyond Fit podcast with Maria and Jay Browning, dance fitness professional and education specialist, now on a mission to develop metacognition and self-awareness by releasing conversations with those who have achieved greatness. In today's episode, we have Mauricio Camargo, outstanding dad, husband, community leader, events producer, Zumba instructor, Zumba jammer, who is passionate about spreading the message of be you. This conversation has so much value. Mauricio is sharing with us tips on how to put events together and how to make them successful, but with tips and strategies. He's not just saying it. So get ready to take a lot of notes. Mauricio, thank you so much for such valuable information, for sharing it with all of us, and for coming to visit me again at the Happy Beyond Fit podcast. You know, this is your home and this is your space to spread the word and whatever message you have. Thank you so much for giving us the privilege of learning from you again. Everybody enjoy Mauricio Camargo. Bueno, welcome, Mauricio. I'm so excited you wanted to do this again. Oh my
Thank you.
God, this is awesome. You know what is so meant to be? Because this is season 3 of the Happy Beyond Fit podcast. And I took like a 2-month break, and I always need motivation to pick up my momentum again. And guess what? I'm starting my momentum again, same as season 1, when it was like forcing myself to do it, and I only did it because Ronnie and you agreed to do it with me. And I just did one with Ronnie, and then you messaged me, and I was like, this is the universe knowing that I needed this kind of motivation. So thank you so much for wanting to be here. It's
No,
about time.
no, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And honestly, congratulations on all your success with what is this called? A video podcast? Yeah. Video?
It's a podcast, just a podcast, but it has the option that you can also watch it on video.
Okay. Yeah, congratulations. I'm
Thank
always looking at all the people you're interviewing.
Thank you so much. Yes, and I'm very excited because now, since I've been posting it on YouTube, then now with the auto dubbing, then everybody can understand all of our conversations in all kinds of languages. So
Yeah.
this is a fantastic feature that we are just now starting to enjoy with season 3 of the podcast. So the whole world will understand you, baby. I'm excited. Okay, so update me. Mauricio, I wanted for you to help me out, because since you already were here once, and I have the intro with all of your Zumba accomplishments, if I were to try to describe you without having so much focus on your Zumba accomplishments, how would you describe yourself?
Oh. I want the world to remember me as a father first. For me, my kids and my family are everything. So as a great father, and I hope my kids, when they grow up and they talk about their upbringing and their childhood, is a great father, a committed Zumba instructor who always strives to deliver excellence. I try everything that I do. If I don't do it at my best potential, I rather not do it. So I hope people think of me that way, like that they know that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it at the best of my abilities. And as a person who speaks up, I can't, I think it's the Gemini in me. I can't stay quiet. If I see things that are happening, I'm always going to say something. I'm always going to speak up. I think it's important, especially when you have a platform. I think it's important to use it. I think it's important to highlight what's going on, because it impacts us. You know that we hear a lot in your field, and because of who you are, it's better not to have an opinion. And no, I think the world has shifted in such a way that you need to have an opinion. And I think people need to know where you stand and the values that represent you as a person, because then that bleeds into who you are as a professional. So,
That's a little bit of a challenge for us because since what people want to see from us on social media is the dancing videos, it's hard to have them wanting to listen to what
yeah.
we think. So how, which are the outlets, the ways that you find to be able to speak out?
I mean, realistically, like if we're gonna talk from like a social media presence through stories, like on your Instagram stories, which now also share on your Facebook stories. I think that's when people really listen and, take the time to really watch the whole video. So I try to share a lot of updates on my stories and then give like my input and where I stand. Because realistically, if you do it as a post, if it's not a dancing video, they're not gonna look at it. So I
Hmm.
try to stay very relevant on stories. And then of course Facebook, Facebook is more of like a community based platform. So, just sharing articles, sharing memes to where it gives people an insight of like what my stance is as a human. Because it's not political anymore. I think I want everybody to understand that it's not political. It's who you are as a person.
Why? For a while, it turned political.
No, I'm saying like when you share your point of view, I think in the world that we're living on, it transcends just a political stance because I think it's very personable now. I mean, it's very personal now, like everything that's going on. So I think that, yes, of course, there's always that political aspect, but I think it's important to also show your human side because I think, again, as the world continues to evolve and as exposure and visibility continues to grow, because that's what social media has brought to the world, it's now personal. Now it's now on like what you represent. Cause yes, people like to use the whole thing of like, oh, this is who I support political, but this is not me as a person. The two go hand in hand. And what you support politically is what represents you as a person and your values. So
So, for example, you could be in agreement of some something that Trump is doing, but it
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily make you a person that supports Trump. And you could share a post like that.
Exactly. Like, and that's what I'm saying. I would like to be the person that if he were to do something that benefits everyone, then I would be like, good job on this. I will never be the person. And we do. I mean, we call them extremists. We have the extremist far right, and then we have the extremist far left woke at the ideology, which is what the terminology they use. But I want to be that person that if something good does happen, I'll be the first one to be like, kudos, like good job. Like we all needed this because again, one, what's best for everybody. I've never been that person that if it doesn't affect me, then I don't care about it. No, if it affects somebody that I know or the community that I'm involved in, I have to care about it. And I think I mean, I don't want to say a lot of people, but I think the majority of people kind of have that mentality. Like, if it doesn't affect me, well, if you're going to bring up Trump, like, well, I'm a citizen, I'm legal. So none of the things that are happening have anything to do with me because it doesn't affect me or those around me. I can't think that way. My whole family's legal. We're all here legally, but I'm still not in agreement with what's happening and the way illegal immigrants are being treated. So,
Correct. So
so
you
yeah,
make sure that you balance same amount of yay, kudos. I like that this is going this route as the amount of the ones that you post that you're like, no, this is unfair. This shouldn't be
exactly.
happening. Okay. And
I
how
mean,
do you
there
think
hasn't been any kudos yet. Like, there hasn't been anything. A lot of things have
nothing,
been promised.
nothing at all?
I mean, what?
I'll tell you some kudos, which is the ones that I was paying attention to because it touches me, of course, as you just
Uh-huh.
explained. It's about our personal needs and struggles. So the food system in the United States,
Mhm.
a mess. The fact that
Oh,
in the United
definitely.
States we have 10,000 ingredients that are used in food products that are banned in all of the other continents. Like, why are they allowed
Oh,
in the
yeah, yeah,
United
yeah,
States?
yeah.
Why are you guys poisoning us so that we can continue to get more sick? 30 years ago, there were like less than 30 autoimmune diseases. Now there's over 80. Like, this is insane. We are developing new diseases, and just because of all of these issues, they're not paying attention to the food and to the medicine. The overuse of medicine that we have to use because, of course, you created the issue. Then how am I going to deal with it now? So, yes, that has changed.
Yeah,
And now the artificial colors
yeah,
and
removing the
some
dyes.
of
Yeah,
them have not, yes, have not have been banned. So there has been some few
yeah,
but at least that one I noticed because I pay attention to my food and the labels.
yeah. I
Uh,
know.
so see, now you have an idea to post
Yeah,
one
yeah. You're right.
in
No,
your
no, you're
state
right.
so that you can balance it.
Yeah, no, and it's true. Us that travel a lot and we are exposed to the difference. That is very true. Like we go to Europe and we lose weight and we're eating horribly,
We're
quote
eating
unquote.
pizza every day
Well,
and
you
we
know
lose weight.
what? But you know what? Imagine now I agree with you. What's happening, what they're trying to do, especially JRFK. Imagine if the approach into what's happening was different. Because you don't need to put down what other people or the lifestyle of other individuals in order to highlight the changes that you're making. And I think that's where this administration kind of fails at, which is like, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, but let me first tell you how they did it wrong. Instead of just saying we need to focus on this, let's move forward, let's all come together. It's always from a standpoint or from a point of view of belittling everybody else or anybody who doesn't agree with it. So, like the workout.
I agree with you on that. It's so annoying that every time we listen to the president, he has to first blame it on the last administration before
Exactly.
he moves on to talk about something. So annoying. But is a very common thing in human beings. I was just at the dentist and was just reminded one thing I hate about dentists. They're like, who did your last job and why and where? Oh, because it's terrible. Haven't you noticed that every dentist complains about the job that another dentist have done on you? It's like I've been listening to this my whole life. So it's like, why do you have to belittle the other dentist? Just ask, okay, did you get it done in the US or in Colombia, whatever? But like, you don't have to talk bad about
Oh, no, yeah.
the job. So I noticed that is, I guess it's a common behavior in human beings to try to make yourself appear as better, then you have to mention the others that are not as good. So I guess it's just more enhanced because we have to see this person talking on the TV and on videos every single day. So clearly it becomes even more pronounced. So why do you think people should listen to our opinions? How is it
Specifically,
going to help me if I follow Mauricio? And I think you're a fantastic person, and I follow you not just for the dance, but I also enjoy your stories because I get to see the real Mauricio at home with the family, the kids, the husband. How would it benefit me to know if you agree or disagree with what's happening right now in the political aspect?
well, I don't think it's a personal benefit to the person that's listening to what I have to say. It's just I want you to understand who I am and where I stand and what I support and what my values are. And because we are community leaders, Zumba in itself, and again, I don't want to mix Zumba with political things, but it's Zumba in itself, the core of Zumba, and we hear this throughout every campaign that they do, is community. We are community based. We wouldn't be who we are. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without the community. So I just
Oh,
want.
but also Zumba is very careful not to ever get mixed
Never.
up
They never
with
do. Yeah.
politics.
They never do, which is why I'm trying, like, I don't want to mix the two. But again, as a community leader, I just want to let people know, like, this is what I stand for. These are my values. This is what I support. This is what I agree with. This is what I do not agree with. And again, I'll be the first person to say, yes, like, I'm glad this is happening. Good job. Thank God we're focusing. You're right. We do need a better legal reform, like a better immigration reform on how we process everybody's immigration status, the people that we allow into this country. We also need a better reform into the benefits because we see a lot of people abuse the benefits. But I just think that when you have the highest position of leadership it's the approach and the way that you communicate and the way that you try as the leader of the country, and as they like to say, the leader of the free world, is just the language that you use, because that's very representative of your education, your values, your how do you say modales in English?
Mannerisms?
Your
No.
yeah, yeah, your
Yes?
manner, like your etiquette. Your etiquette
Uh-huh.
is just about the way that it's said. I think that, and I think that's where the big divide comes. You know, and I think that if we had a person, or if they decided to change the approach and uniting us instead of dividing us, I think a lot more things can be achieved. Because we do need changes. I mean, it's not like I'm saying like, no, the U.S. was perfect. I mean, we do need changes. Changes do need to happen. It's just the approach. It's just the way that it's communicated. I think a lot of the social media posts that they're doing are just, you don't know if it's satire anymore because it's so outrageous, like the White House posts, the little AI things that they do. It's just crazy. But again, for me, I think it's important for me to be vocal because I want anybody who's around me. And again, if because of what I share, if you don't agree with it, then do whatever you have to do personally to distance yourself from me, I guess, because you don't agree with it. But I want those who are around me to feel comfortable, to feel supported, and to know that I see you, I support you, and I'll stand with you. Because again, you were talking about our natural instinct as humans, and I think that as humans, we all need that support system. I don't think we were created to be alone. I don't think we were created to be by ourselves. So I think you need to find those individuals. We all look for that place of belonging, you know, which then again bleeds into religion, because religion plays a big part into like when you find your church and you find your people. So I just want those around me to know like, these are my values, this is what I support, this is what I'll stand for, and you have somebody in me if it's that you are a person that's being affected by this, or vice versa. So I think that's why it's important. And I don't think that it's a personal thing to the person that's listening to it. It's just letting you know who who I am and what my values are.
And also not trying to impose beliefs, because that's another thing.
Never.
One thing is
Nothing,
to
never.
share, to empathize, to feel the pain of what's happening, uh, to try to support the people that are going through these horrible things. But another thing is to be hateful and over the people that don't agree. Like everybody has the right to have their own opinions. And if you are not surrounded by immigrants and it really doesn't touch you, then how can we expect them to really feel the pain? Like maybe like, yeah, everybody lives in their own world. But trying to like to force the beliefs in others. I don't agree with that either. Like sometimes
Yeah, me neither.
people post like if you're a Trumpist, like F you, and it's like why?
Mhm.
Like why in that way? I don't know how you post because I haven't seen it, but I hope it's not that way. But I agree that it's good to get to know like where you stand as far as what's happening right now, and in this way respect you more for having a voice and for being able to speak out. But as long as everybody feels like, yeah, he's not trying to impose it on me, I just know that that's how he feels. But moving on, it doesn't have to be nowadays that if I don't agree with your views, I have to stop following you. Like, no, we can tolerate each other anyways. So I like it that you're not afraid of losing followers, that you're actually like, okay, if you don't agree with this, thank you so much for all the time you follow me.
Well, definitely, no,
And it,
definitely. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to build my community. Like, and I think that's why it's important. And I really don't mind, as you say. And I know that it's such a superficial way to say it, but I really don't mind losing people, because to be honest, those are not people that I would like around me. Like, that's not I believe a lot in energies and, the way the world moves and how we're connected to Mother Earth and the energies and zodiac signs and all of that stuff. And I would like to have level energy with me, and people with the same frequency as me, because I'm a strong believer that impacts your life and the outcome and the things you're trying to reach. Um, and for the people that attend my jams, because in my jams is where I talk a lot, everybody will tell you that the one thing that I highlight always is be you. Like I don't think people should change for anybody. I think you should be authentically you and in what you believe and what you support and where your stands at. Because that's the beauty. I think that's the beauty of us as humans. We're all different. We all think different. We all like different things. We all come from different backgrounds. And I try to be very aware, like every month, if there's a holiday with a specific religion or ethnic group, to mention it and to wish them well. Like, again, we go back to the whole, well, let's bring back Merry Christmas. No, it should be the reason why Happy Holidays existed was so it celebrates everybody. Not everybody celebrates Christmas. But again, if I know you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If I know you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. I love diversity. I love the fact that we're all different. Like, I think that's the beauty of Earth and of us as humans.
Quick pause for a short announcement.
Guess what?
It's not a secret anymore.
If you are a person that books a lot of traveling, flights, hotels, rental car, and we have an invitation for you to save money on all your bookings and earn a free vacation every single year. So if you're already doing it like Herman and I, we've been traveling booking for 20 years every week to a different location, then you have to do it. This is an obvious decision.
It's a game changer for all of you who travel a lot. Rental cars, everything related to the travel industry services. Now it's the best way to save money and keep doing what we love.
And earn a free vacation for you and another person you bring with you.
That's the spoiler. But
if you're interested, write in the comments, I'm elite or I am turbo. And then we send you the information.
And now let's get back to the show.
Imagine if we were all the same. I could not. And honestly, as a Zumba instructor, and again, those that attend my jams will tell you, I always talk about, I try to be as different as possible. If I see that people are starting to do things a certain way, anything, music, choreography, videos, how can I make it different? I want to stand out. I don't want to be one of many. I want to be one of a kind, one of a million. I apply that.
Have you found yourself unfollowing somebody because of their political stance, or not being as close as you were before to a friend
Definitely.
because of this?
Yes, absolutely. But I think it's also, again, we go back into the way that it is shared, expressed, or put out. There's a human way of doing it. And yes, I have distanced myself and I have unfollowed people who do it in a nasty way. F these people. I wish them the I don't need that energy in my life. You could say, yes, if that means deporting X amount of people in order to fix our immigration system, there's a difference between expressing yourself that way and then expressing yourself as like, look at this woke idiots, and then sharing inappropriate memes and sharing inappropriate imagery. Or I don't need that energy, because it only shows me that within, you're just not it. You're an ugly person within. Now, again, that's a very personal point of view, but that's how I'm perceiving it by what you're sharing it and the way that you're sharing it. Because it's all about the delivery.
But that's what I mean. Now you ended up saying it's an ugly person inside. So that's the thing, that everybody's just putting a connotation to, oh, if these are your beliefs, you are good or you are bad, or you're ugly or you're pretty, or you're this or you're that.
Maria, but see, you're not. It's not the beliefs. It's in the way that you are expressing those beliefs, and it's in the way that you're putting down other. You don't need to talk bad about other people in order to get your point across. Just like the dentist.
Or to feel happy for somebody's, ¿cómo se dice? Desgracias. Like,
exactly.
So people,
Yeah,
yes.
That's awful. Like for example, a person that says, I don't care if that means your 5-year-old is going to stay by itself. You should have done it the right way. No, I don't need that, because there should be a better approach. Like, that person being deported needed to happen, but I cannot believe that now there's a 5-year-old in the system. What can we do to fix that? See, that those are two different ways of expressing the same ideology or the same opinion. So
Yeah.
if you are that person that's gonna be ugly about it, then I just don't need you. And it's not, trust me, it's not like I go on social media because I'm gonna be honest. I see a lot of people that are being affected by it. The moment that I see that, it's unless it's something that I really want to understand and that I really want to know what's happening, I try not to look at it because I have found lately that it affects me. And then it's all I think about for the rest of the day. And I want to be in a good mindset. So unless it's something that's happening that I want to be more knowledgeable in, I'll just scroll past it. So it's not like I'm opening my social media and being like, who do I need to unfollow in order to, because
It's
I don't.
affecting so much that Mauricio, like a month ago, my son, he doesn't live with me anymore. He lives in Kentucky. He called me at 4 in the morning. Of course, I answered. I thought something bad had happened to him. And he was sobbing. So I was even more scared.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought something horrible was happening. And it's because he had been watching for days and days all these videos on TikTok about ICE deporting, catching people, immigrants, and deporting. And he was sobbing because he was like, at least I don't look Latino. I look American, but you do. So you're a
Yeah.
target, mom. Like, promise me you're gonna take good care of you. Promise me you're not gonna go out. Like, he was like so scared for me, and I'm like, Amor, don't worry. Like, I've been a citizen for 25 years, and he's like so affected. And I'm like, okay,
Wow.
from now on, send me the links of the videos that you're watching because I wanna see, like, maybe the algorithm caught you and they're just showing you the horrible stuff over and
Yes,
over
that's very,
again.
yeah, exactly. And you know what? It's important for people to find a balance. And I think that's the conundrum. We have the people who have empathy, who feel for others, who want to show like I'm here, like what can I do? But I think that you also need to take care of your own personal mental
Your
health.
mental health.
Gonna get to you. So does that mean maybe not opening Facebook first thing in the morning? So it's not, you're starting your bad day on the wrong foot, which happens. I open it, I see something new, like people hitting each other, kids being, whatever it is, whatever it is. And I'm like, damn, that's not how I want to start my day. So I think because as things continue to progress and the way exposure continues to evolve, I think people need to find a balance in how they approach things because I do see it. I mean, I see so many people being like, I can't take it anymore. I'm so stressed. I'm always sad, blah, 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 blah. So I think everybody needs to find a balance. And again, which is why I think it's so important to find the community, to find those people that are same frequency and same energy as you because that's what you want around you. When you open Facebook, that's what you want to see because it does affect, and I see it. And even on people that I don't talk to, because I just open up social media and I see how much everything that's happening not just in the US, across the whole world, affects them because some people are more empathetic than others.
Mhm. And also, there's nothing that we can do. I mean, there's what else can we do other than at least speak out and let other people know that we're in support of because like what else can we do to change the situation? It's like we're tied, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Find your happy place.
complicated.
Have your find your people, find your happy place, have those outlets. For most of us is Zumba. You teach your class, you take a class, you disconnect from the world, it resets you. But again, I just want everybody that comes to take my class, regardless of my political view, I just want you to know that my area, me around me, my family, my class, my people is a safe space for you if this is where you align. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think that's
Hmm.
why it's important. I think that's why it's important to have a point of view and to now more than ever, so you can
Yes,
find your.
and also businesses and our Zumba business has been affected by the situation as well. I was recently while traveling, talking to the owner of the studio that was hosting me, and he was telling me yeah, the Zumba classes don't have as much attendance anymore because I used to have a lot of Latinos coming here, but people are scared of being out or going to places where it's an easy target because people know that a bunch of Latinos are going to be there. So, like, what if ICE shows up? So he was telling me how it has affected his business because now people don't even want to come to the Zumba classes.
No, you know what? And me too. As far as like booking myself, a lot of, and mind you, my I know that in the Zumba world, maybe I'm known like a little urban and stuff, but my style is very Latino, and a lot of the places that I visited were very Latino based. And a lot of my hosts know we're not doing events. People are scared. People are not, they're not coming to events. It is affecting us economically, because I hear it. Everybody is, doesn't feel like the economy is getting better. Everybody's struggling financially, which is crazy. I go to the grocery store and things are so expensive. I get home and I'm like, how is this $300? I barely bought anything. Like, it's gonna last me a week. I don't want to get into that because everybody,
Dude,
it,
and you're feeding, you guys are five guys at home. Like the amount of food you must go through.
love. It's crazy. And I go to the store and it's funny because I'll tell you, you were asking, I made a post, like I did a story. I was like, how is this $300? Wasn't groceries the lowest they've ever been? And blah, 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 blah. And I had a person being like, what are you complaining about? You live such a great life. I'm like, I never complain about my life. I was complaining about that the groceries are expensive. Thankfully we could do it. But what about the people that can't? What about the people that, and see, I guess that's how I approach things. What about the people that don't have those $400 a week for groceries and that probably have 5 kids instead of just 3 kids? I don't know. I guess I approach things that way. Again, just
Yeah,
doesn't affect me, then it's okay. I can't process. I can't think that way.
that's when making videos so beautiful on social media gets back at you because everybody thinks you live the luxurious life. It happened to me as well. I remember when we were going through the pandemic and I was posting like pandemic hit us all financially, like like badly.
Yeah,
And
girl, yeah.
I don't even remember what I was saying. And who used to be our boss was the one who told me that people were not reacting well to my post because on social media, I appear as if I live this luxurious life and I'm just hanging out at the beach every single day. So
In a bikini.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like, so it's similar. It's like, yeah, we still get hit by the situation. Where are you living now? In which state?
I moved back to Arizona. Yeah, we moved
Okay. From Georgia. You were in
from
Georgia,
Georgia.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, when we did our interview, I was in Georgia. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So how is the cost of living different in Arizona from Georgia?
Oh, it's still as expensive. It's easier. I think for us, not just financially, for us is the fact that we have our family here. We had built, my husband grew up here, so he has such a big support system and community here. And over there, for me, like with the Zumba community too, like even though the Georgia community welcomed me with open arms, I mean, everybody in Georgia look, I'm getting goosebumps. Everybody in Georgia was so beautiful to me. Like everybody was so welcoming. But I had been living here for 9 years, and I had my community, I had my people, not just of instructors, but also of students. And for us, the hardest thing in Georgia was being by ourselves. We felt alone. My family, we do everything together. Everything, every holiday together. And we spend Christmas by ourselves and we spend Easter by ourselves. And it's weird. So and then my
You
husband
had
got
to do your Halloween celebration, which you love, by yourself.
this girl. It was hard. So we're very
I,
we're beyond happy to be back in Arizona.
so you guys were there for not even a year.
No, exactly a year.
Okay.
Exactly
And
a year.
then your husband asked the company to transfer him back, or how did it happen?
No, he was just offered another job.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. He was offered another job, and then it was, again, both of us personally, it's always like, how can we continue to grow? I'm not a person that I can be in the same level or place forever. I'm always like, how can I improve? How can I be better? How can I take it to the next level? And my husband right now is a chief program officer. So he went from being a vice president to now chief level. So of course, for him professionally, how that looks in a resume. So, and crazy enough was that it was in Arizona. So we were like, yes, it was a no-brainer.
And in the
Ev-
same city.
The the same city and everything. Yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy. It's like, again, I believe in energies and I believe in things happen and are meant to be. And everything you live in your life, whether it's good or bad, has a purpose. It has a purpose. You might not see it now. You'll probably see it 3 years, down the road. But yeah, literally same Tucson here. And we just like, it was a no brainer. He was offered the position and yes. And honestly, love, we had 3 weeks to pack and move.
Wow, it happened like
Very, very, very fast. 3 weeks.
that's how that you guys were to move back. Let's go.
But honestly, you
Right,
know
let's
what? I
go.
love Georgia. I love Georgia because I feel it reminded me more of Florida, and I was closer to Florida, which is where I grew up.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, the one thing that I could not do in Georgia was the cold weather. I am not a cold weather person. I need to,
Yeah, me
and I know
neither.
tú también, like I know you. I need to have the sun. I need to, and I need
Yes.
water. I need,
Yes.
I need it to feel like a summer all year round.
Yeah, and it starts affecting your emotions, your mood after a while. Like, thank
And
God you
you know what?
travel, so yeah.
Yeah, it hadn't snowed in Georgia, whatever, like for years or something like that. And literally that Christmas was the first time that it snowed. And I was like, I cannot do this. Like, what do you mean? And then we lost power. And I was like, no.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We had a blast in Georgia. I mean, we went to Disney so many times. I had a huge event. I was teaching a lifetime and I had so many, it brought me back to like the old days of Zumba professionally, like teaching students. We honestly, it was an incredible year. We loved it. We really did.
Okay, so this question I can only ask you because you know I'm always gonna ask questions about this because my son is gay. How do you feel the acceptance of homosexuality different in Georgia from Arizona, or is it the same?
No, no, no. You can feel a difference. The thing is that it's crazy because remember, Georgia is the true South. Because
Uh
Florida is
huh.
known as the South. You know this. You know, you live in
Yeah.
Florida. It's not really the South. So it was a thing culturally that was kind of like an impact for me was how religious based everybody is. Like, yes, thank God, or amen, or and that's different because that's not the culture here. But no, I mean, I have to say, and I think we talked about it, I've never experienced bigotry or I've never experienced homophobia. I don't know if it's because my and again, this is a delicate subject, but I don't know if it's because the way I am is very masculine and I don't want to put it in that terminology, but I've never experienced it. I do see the difference from a religious point of view, but I was so involved in Zumba, and in Zumba, everybody's so accepting.
Or like for example for the kids, because yes, if I see you on the street with your husband, I you guys can be friends, right? It's not like
Yeah,
I'm gonna be thinking that you guys are married,
yeah, yeah.
but maybe at a school because there's different.
I will tell you this. We had, and this is getting very personable, and you know that I don't like to get when it comes to my kids. My kids had never, and mind you, we live here where we live is a very white church Republican community. My community is very, but my kids had never experienced questions or like conversations with their friends, very accepting. And maybe it's because everybody here knows each other and we're so involved here. But when we moved to Georgia was the first time that my kids were like, "What do you mean you have two dads?" Like, no, like that, like, and they did experience that a little bit, but the school immediately like handled it, and
Okay, so it's simply not as common there.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. And because, you know, we're so involved too, you know, anything the school has, we're there. So I think some of the kids were just like, wait, what do you mean? And mind you, I don't think I've met another same sex family here in our community, but my kids, nobody here while they were here in Arizona ever asked. I don't
How
know. It
about
was
in Georgia? Did you meet any
they
other
did.
families, same sex
Uh,
family?
no, no. My husband worked all the time and, you know, and then me, my classes were so far away that I was like always teaching. So it's no. And then in the place that we moved to, it was a brand new development. So it was us and then like four other people in the other houses. So there was not even like, and I think I shared about it. We got like five kids at Halloween and we got like 800 here. So there was no time to like meet up.
Really? No, when we had the talk, Halloween was gonna happen. You were preparing for your favorite holiday, which
It
is
was
Halloween.
awful. It was awful.
Oh my God.
We
Nobody
had
went?
so much candy left. My kids, with the other kids, they did go out. They went around the block like 5 times because there was nobody and it was dead. And here, it's Halloween here in my community is crazy. Like everybody's outside. There's music. We ran out of candy again this year, like within the first hour and a half. It's incredible.
Oh wow, you are back at the right place, baby. I'm glad that you guys are back in Arizona. So,
Yeah.
are you teaching regular Zumba classes?
No, no. I
Okay.
was. We just got a rec center here and I was, you know, they had hired me. It's through it's through the city, so it's a government job. It's like a community rec center. but it wasn't working out, and I wanted to rent out the space, which is why I got the job, which is why I applied, because it's literally here right next to my house, and they have a huge room. But then they were telling me that because I'm an employee, I cannot rent it. Crazy things, which I thought would be the opposite, right? Like, you're an employee, you get first.
Yes.
Yes, like, bring all. No, it was the opposite. Like, you can't. So then I quit because it wasn't working out, and then my kids started sports. So then I just reinstated my virtual studio, because when I had my studio, I had a studio here before with
No,
a
I
partner.
didn't know.
Yeah, I used to have a studio here with a partner. It was called Drips. So then I was like, you know what? Because I need to teach. I was like, let me just reinstate my virtual studio, and then now I have the virtual studio until
So, so you're teaching Zumba classes how often? Every day
I
during the
teach
week?
classes virtually.
Zoom classes, but like
Hmm.
every day of the week?
No, I teach Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
Okay. But you're still trying to get an in-person class to teach, or you're good, that's good
No, no,
practice doing it
no, no.
online?
I need an in-person class.
Why do you need it? This
I
is
need
very
that
interesting.
human I need that human energy. And as a CJ,
Uh-huh.
because remember, virtually you're teaching and you can kind of see the people, but not really, you can't really get that feedback of like, and as a CJ, that's where we test our choreos and our songs. So I need to be able to be like, because I can't see as much as I want to look at the TV, and it's not the same. It's not the same. And I do. I'm desperately looking for a place, but Tucson is very small, and the places that are available are very expensive, and then the ones that are, within a budget, they're not in a good area or too far. But I am, trust me, I am. I'm gonna find a
So
place.
when you were teaching recently at this place that you just shared, you were hired as an employee. They were paying you the
Mhm.
rate, the hourly rate. How much was it,
I
if
was
you
the
don't
highest.
mind?
Yeah, I think I was the highest paid because they said my years. Because of course I put that I had been doing Zumba for like 17 years, 35 a class.
And you were the highest paid. So of course you were trying to be able to rent the space so that you can charge per person, and then
No, rent the space for events. Because Maria, I love to
okay.
host events.
Oh my God, you're crazy. Like
Yes,
what kind of event?
like
This is awesome.
like master classes. Like, I like to bring talent. I
You
think, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. I think I love hosting more than teaching. I love hosting.
why?
Love it.
I am always in awe of at those like you who are Zumba presenters, international presenters, but that enjoy hosting. Like,
Oh,
what is the joy in hosting?
bringing the community, doing like a well executed event, great stage, great sound system, and then people being like, I love when the event finishes and people are like, this was the best. Like, please do it again. Nothing gives me more satisfaction than to do like a great event and people wanting more.
But
I've brought a
dude,
lot of people.
it's
I
a
brought a lot
lot
of
of work.
people. Yeah, yeah. My first event, and I'll tell you this crazy story. My first event, I had just moved here. I wasn't even a CJ, and Zumba wasn't even using me at that time. Like, they hadn't used me for anything yet. I wasn't in like the Zumba spotlight, whatever. The first people that I brought were Armando and Heidi, because we spoke about this last time. Armando is like my idol. I love him so much. He's my idol forever and ever. And I was like, I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna bring them. And I brought them, and we had like 800 people in this masterclass, like 120 vendors. I had a huge place that I used to also rent out for classes. And that was my first. I have done events in Florida, but never like officially, I guess you could say, like as a host. Like, the events that I did in Florida were me, like my own classes, my own master classes. And then when I hosted Armando and Heidi, I was like, I love this. And then I just kept going. I hosted Priscila Sartori, and then Benjamin and Rodrigo, Ronnie, Izzy, Gina, Dario, Magali. I've hosted Magali and Diego quite a lot here. And then my first event is in June, AC Summerfest. So this will be my second year, and it already sold out. It sold out in like 3 weeks.
How
Um,
many people?
150.
Okay, because
Yeah, yeah.
that's the capacity.
Because I can't find a big venue. That's the
What
problem.
happened to the other one that you used to use before?
It's closed.
Like demolished, or what did they do
Oh,
with it?
it was ransacked by like homeless people. I guess they stole everything during quarantine, like when everything shut down. And then, so apparently it's supposed to open up. So fingers crossed I get to rent it again. Cause I used to have my in-person classes there back in the day. And then that's where I used to do my big, big events.
So
So
when you throw an event, is a master class or a longer event? How long
no,
is the event?
it's always master classes, but I do this thing called AC Summer Fest. So I did it here in Arizona 3 years ago. And then when I moved to Georgia, I did the same thing, but in Georgia, which was a huge success. We sold out in 2 days, 600 people in 2 days sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, with the whole community. It was huge. And then now that I'm back, I brought it. So this is AC Summerfest 2.0. And it's a 2 day event.
2 day event, and what do you do in 2 days? Wow, this is like a Zine Academy.
Yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
more about.
So let me tell you. So AC Summerfest sold out. So it's we're fully sold out. So AC Summerfest, the first day is Saturday, and then there's individual classes with the presenters. Because
Presenters. How
yeah,
many?
I have 15 presenters coming.
15?
Yeah, 12. Sorry, 12. 12
Who
percent.
are they?
Sael from Mexico, Izzy from New Mexico. I mean, well, from California. He now lives in California. Maile from Hawaii, the Rising Presenter winner. Hiji, Ronnie, the Rising Presenter from Korea. Damla from Germany. Samantha from Ireland. Me, I'm also a presenter. I have to include myself. I don't like to include myself, but for AC Summerfest, I have to me. And then I have our local education team. So I have Gabby, who's a new CJ. She just became a CJ. Carlos, who's our other CJ, because there's only three of us. I have Fernanda, who's a Zin member, but she's very involved and she has always been part of all my events. And then I have Samantha. She's an instructor for my virtual studio. And Manuel, who's also an instructor for my virtual studio, but is also a CJ from Peru.
Okay, wait. Logistics, because you mentioned 6 or 7 out of state or country presenters.
No,
I
10
don't think.
from out of state.
Okay, so I don't think 150 tickets sold gives you enough money to cover for all their expenses, traveling expenses, and their fee. Like, how do you make this happen, dude?
Well, I'm not making a big profit at all. But I understand that, it's my first
No,
event.
but how are you not losing money?
Oh no,
If
I'm
it's
not losing money.
10%.
No, I'm not losing money at all.
How? Because you have sponsors? You find sponsors?
I do. I have a lot of. Well, I haven't started. I'm about to open up the sponsorship, and so I do a sponsor and a vendorship, which are two different things. I have sponsors and then I have vendors. But honestly, the ticket sales are covering all the expenses because the ticket was 135 for the 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Still.
that's covering all the expenses. And honestly, I'm not doing it to make money because I understand that it's my first event. I want to let everybody know, like, even though everybody knows, but I want to let them know, like, I'm back. I'm back to doing events because when I had my studio, we did a ton of events at my studio, like all the time. So I just want to let the community know, like, I'm back. Like I want to light up a fire in their booty. Like, let's go. Like,
This is fantastic. Okay, I interrupted. I'm so sorry. So the events are Saturday morning. What do we do?
Yeah, Saturday morning. So because I have so many, this is the year that I've had the most presenters. They're gonna teach together. So I did like little duos, and I tried to do it as different as possible with people that I knew because I know all of them. So that I think that's where my upper hand is I'm also a presenter. Like, so I have like that insight of like what goes into
and
putting.
you have worked with all of them, so
And I have worked with all of them. And let them say, yeah. So they're teaching in groups. So it will be a 1 hour masterclass with a little break, and then the next class, almost like a ZinCon, like class break, next class, next class, next class. That's Saturday. So all the presenters get to teach on Saturday their own class, so they can really see them and showcase themselves. And then Saturday night we have an after party, which it gets really crazy. Like really, really crazy. The first year we did it, it was crazy, crazy, crazy. I like to have a good time. And I tell them, because Zumba people, I'm like, guys, when we go to the after party, it's not Zumba. Like, you're coming to this after party as you, like, not like normal dress, no Zumba talk, like party, because Zumba people, it's like, if it's Zumba 100%. And I'm like, no Zumba wear, come looking cute, like wear your best outfit, like we're going clubbing, we're gonna go partying.
And you go to another location.
Well, the first year that I did it, yes, because all the classes happened at my studio, and then the
Okay.
after party was at a club. And then I did a pool party to close out the event, and then the pool party was at somebody's house that has a huge backyard. But this year, everything is happening in the same place. Even
So you
the
have a DJ for the party, the after
Yeah,
party.
even the hotel. No, no, no. The place. So the place that I'm doing the event, the guy, it's a big area. So he has the event center. He has a nightclub connected right next to it, and then he also has a restaurant that he's opening in March. So everything is on the same spot, and then the hotel that I
Perfect.
paid to everybody, and the hotel gave me a discounted rate, is connected to it. So you just like
Perfect.
you come down and then you walk across the alley, and then you're in the event place. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So we have all the classes on Saturday, then we have the after party, and the nightclub is giving us our own area, like closed off area just for us. And because it gets pretty packed, because Tucson is very small. So when you go out partying, the lines can be big. So they are gonna do a separate entrance. So people just have to show their badge,
Okay.
and then they don't have to make the line. They come straight.
Perfect.
And then Sunday, it's the class with everybody. It's 2.5 hours because it's everybody. And then instead of doing a pool party like I did the year before, we're doing a drag brunch at the
Uh,
restaurant because the restaurant is connected to it.
and drag as in
Like a
what?
like a drag queen performing.
Okay, a drag queen performing, but how was the dress attire for whoever is attending?
I mean,
They
if
can
you
show up in Zumba wear?
I mean, no, preferably no. I think people already know this about me. Like, no, like if you're gonna come to the drag brunch, like go back to the hotel room. Everybody booked the hotel, by the way. Even the hotel was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, we're almost sold out." Everybody booked the hotel. Even people that live here booked the one night because everybody that's coming back, especially here, went to the first one and they're like, Mauricio, I remember the party. I want to be able to like just take the elevator up to my room. So everybody, but
What happens at the after party?
it was crazy. It was crazy. I was giving pee shots, like, era un shot, pero in the form of a pee. And I was just, so as people were arriving, of course, I was very respectful. If you don't drink alcohol or, very respectful. But as everybody was driving, I was
You
like,
had another pee with water or Coke for the
you know what? I didn't, but I should. I should have another one with just like Coke or something. But yeah, I was giving like pee shots to everybody. And then we got a bottle because again, this was at a place. So we got a bottle and everybody came and it was incredible. It was incredible. And then the presenters come. So you get to like party with you get
dude.
normal.
How about when is this? You said summer,
Yeah.
so is it June?
The last weekend of June. Yeah. June 26, 27.
Why
27.
don't you do another one the following weekend? Because now this episode's gonna air, and I want to join. Many people want to join, so do a
Yeah.
double following weekend.
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a winter one because winter here in Arizona is very different. So I think
How?
well, it gets very cold. During the summer it's very hot. During the winter it gets very cold. And like especially if I do it in Phoenix, an hour and a half away, we have snow and we have Sedona where it snows. So I'm
No,
planning it.
but what I'm thinking is there's no Zumba convention. So
Yeah.
if you throw an event at the end of July where we are all like
No,
having
but
withdrawals,
I know that's too much. My June
too much.
event, the June event is it's gonna take a lot of me. Like it's a pretty big event and it's very well done.
But it's
Uh
sold out already. Come
no,
on. And you love hosting.
I do, but my July is already booked and then my August is booked. I start traveling. Once July hits, I start traveling like crazy.
You booked your tour? I saw that you had the No Limits tour.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I haven't been traveling I did everything on purpose. I wasn't traveling because I'm planning and I'm like doing everything for AC Summerfest because I want it to be the best. Like everybody said how the first year was amazing. I won, and I have a lot of people who are coming back. I want them to be like, this was 10 times better.
See, this is what I mean. Like, you're not making money, and on top of that, you're losing money because you're not traveling for a while because it takes all your time to put this event together. Meaning you're not making the extra income from the master classes when you travel. So you are losing money. See what I mean? That's what I find amazing about
Not losing
some of
money.
you guys that like being hosts as well.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I love it. But to be honest, and even as a presenter that travels, I tell my host because you have that personal time with the host. I always tell them like, if you do events because it brings you passion and because it gives you purpose, then great. However, a host should never lose money. And I always tell them this. I'm like, you have to do it properly for you to either make a profit because there's so much time, like you're saying, there's so much time and effort and dedication that goes into it. Either you make some sort of profit that compensates your time or you cut even. But a host, and this is for all the hosts out there, you should never lose money
And
because
when do you tell them that? At the beginning, when they are asking you, "Hey, I
no,
want to
when
book
we're
you."
having when we're having conversations, because I'll ask them like, how were the ticket sales? Like, are you
Uh-huh.
good? Again, I guess that's the human part in me. Like, are you good? Because I care, like I know my fee and I know how much it takes to pay for somebody. So
But if it is, let's say, a new host, because I'm sure that you have a lot of recurring hosts.
mm,
But if it is a new one, then do you take the time at the beginning to ask
yes, I'm very
how much
open.
experience they have to see if you can give them
Oh
more
no, no.
ideas?
No. I'm not like that. I don't ask like I never ask that. No, I send
No,
them my
but it's for you to know if you could help them better with ideas.
no, what
Like,
I
how
do.
do you guarantee that they don't lose money?
No, I offer myself at the beginning. I'm like, anything you need, if you want questions, if you want ideas, or if they'll, because some hosts will be like, hey, Mauro, the event is struggling. Can you send me a video? So then I send them the video and then I go, hey, love, have you thought about having sponsors? Like you can have a Mary Kay lady, you can have a Herbalife lady. Like reach out to the sponsors or vendors that align with our community and what we do.
A quick pause to remind you to please like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with somebody else so that you can continue to help me to grow this project of biographies of greatness. Thank you so much. Let's get back to Mauricio. Okay,
Herbalife.
so since you're mentioning this, can you explain a little bit of how you will find sponsors? Which are the ones that will be more likely to agree to this,
Okay, I'm gonna
please?
charge you. I'm gonna send you an invoice for this. So when you do events, it should all be a numbers game. Remember, we love what we do. There's no doubt. We all do what we do for censor host because we love what we do. We love Zumba. We love community and stuff. But when you're about to put an event together, is numbers, and that is the first thing that I do. So I look at numbers. I first reach out to the presenters because we're all different. We all charge different. We all come from different places. So I reach out to the presenters so I get an idea of how much they charge, what my expense is going to be to bring them, the hotel, how many days I need them here, depending on the event that I'm doing. And then once I have those numbers, and again, it's not a set number because things can change. We can negotiate and, hotel rates vary. So, but at least I have a spectrum, a range of that expense. Then I look for the venue. Okay. How much is it going to cost me to rent? Now, because I like to do events, I have my own sound system. Yes, I have a DJ, but I bring Salo for that all the time. But I have my own sound system. I just bought a stage. I just bought my own stage because the stage is typically the most expensive thing.
Which is how much? How much did it cost you?
It depends. The stage that we used in Georgia, but mind you, in Georgia, I did the convention stage, like the huge stage.
How
That was
much was it?
6,000 for the stage, lights, sound system, and get this, in Georgia, he had brought the pyro, the flamethrowers,
Uh-huh.
smoke, and the gym where we were doing it because we did it at a Lifetime said no, and we had already paid for it, and he had already brought it, so he didn't.
Oh.
I know. Let's not talk about that because, and that was my surprise. Like not even the instructors, just like the people that were helping me, because I had a huge team. Not even they knew that because I wanted them to be teaching, and then the fireworks go out.
Yes.
That's a whole
Yeah,
nother story.
fire hazards. Yes. So how much did you pay
Well,
for this stage that you just bought?
with ticket sales, that was a different event though. None of us, well, the instructors made money, but we'll talk about that later. But anyways, when you're doing events, run your numbers, what your expenses are, have an idea. $4,000 is what's going to help me execute this event. So when you have that number, whatever it is, that's how you're going to define your ticket price. Now, a lot of hosts, oh, well, I charge $25 every class. No, it can't be that way. The class, the price of the class, just like anything else in life, is going to vary by where it is, the location. Like, is it a location where it's worth charging a little bit more because it's in a good area or it's a good location? Because, Maria, we've done some events where like the venue is a little sketchy or
Catchy.
something. Yeah, sometimes you go to venues that you're like, this is my venue. Like when you go to Asia, anytime you go to Asia, you're like, how the hell did you guys get this place? Like, this is like artists.
Yeah.
I love going to Asia because they
Oh
go
my
all.
God, it's the best. We feel like Beyonce in concert. Yeah.
Yeah. So then when you have that number, then, you determine your ticket price. The presenter also who you're bringing determines and I know that's a sensitive subject, but that determines your ticket price. And then, once you have your ticket price, now you know how many tickets you need to sell in order to at least cut even. My expenses are 4,000. I'm going to charge $40. I need to sell at least 100 tickets to be even. Anything else is profit. And then you do a strategy. Like, there's so many different strategies. A lot of hosts approach it the wrong way. Like, help me sell tickets and you can dance one song on stage. That's like the old school way. Well, like when I did it in Georgia, I did it different. I did a call for every instructor throughout Georgia for this event. We call this Summer Nights, Georgia Summer Nights, because I wanted to be different from AC Summerfest. So it was called Georgia Summer Night, and the idea was to do it every year because we thought we were going to live there forever. I called all the instructors, and then I talked to them about the event, the concept. It was us. I didn't bring any outside presenters. The presenters were all of us, all the instructors. But here's how I did it different. So again, there's many different ways you can work it out, but you can tell the instructors, hey, you get to keep this amount of percentage or half the ticket, whatever it is. Remember, you have to play by what your expenses are. It's a way of giving an incentive more than just dancing. Like, they can actually make money. And
You
who does
mean if you
make?
sell whatever amount of tickets you sell,
No,
you get to keep half of it?
no.
Or
Way that I do it is you get to keep either a percentage of every ticket. Doesn't matter if you sell one or if you sell 100. So for the Georgia event, I did half the money. They get to keep half of what we charge, and we only charge $25 for the ticket for the Georgia event.
So 50% of the profit, you split it in between all of the instructors that were teaching the class.
No. You can sell as many tickets as you want. So, and you keep half of everything you sold.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was my.
Or you do, but again, there's so many things that impact this. In that situation, we had unlimited space. But I will tell you.
Where were you? In heaven?
In the basketball court. We had it in the basketball court, but wait, Maria, I was not expecting, I truly was not expecting. We sold out in 2 days for the Georgia event, 600 tickets, to the point that I had to, because we had a chat, I was like, stop selling tickets. Like, you cannot sell any more tickets. And then, of course, everybody was like, no, but I told my students I was going to sell them 10. And I was like, no, you cannot sell. We sold out in 2 days. 600
How many
tickets.
Instructors were a part of this?
Maybe Erica or Gina will comment when this video. I think we had 33 instructors who ended up.
That is outstanding. Only 30 instructors made that happen?
But then get this. So then whatever, they already knew that they get to make money. It's up to you. But because we had so many, again, you have to take everything into consideration. Because I had so many, then I needed to add another level. I had to say, okay, if you sell 15, and I don't remember the exact number, but I said, if you sell 15 tickets, you get to lead one song. And on top of that, make the money. If you sell 30 tickets, you get to lead 2 songs.
Oof.
So, and mind you, I think we capped it. I think we capped it at the 230 because there was 33 of us. What I never expected was that everybody immediately ran to sell tickets, and that we sold out so fast. And then it was kind of like cutting songs because everybody, I never in my wildest dreams thought we were going to have 600 people. Never.
Yeah. And if you let every instructor teach 2 songs, that's a lot of songs.
It was. So the class was really long. I think the class ended up being like 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was really long, which I don't like to do classes that long.
Going back to finding the sponsors.
Exactly. So for the host, so remember, you ran your numbers, you decide what you're going to do, if you're going to let the people keep a percentage or if you're going to give them 10 tickets, you teach or whatever, however, there's so many things you could do.
I like that because
Yeah.
people are just used to, yeah, I'm gonna be sponsoring the event, but they are not guaranteeing selling certain amount of tickets, and then they still get to get on the stage to teach a song. Like, no.
But again, remember, this depends on how you want to, like, whatever guidelines you set. Like, there was a couple of events, especially when I brought Gina and Dario. I did a little bit different. I did it where, like, mind you, it was so long ago. It was like 8 years ago. But like, if you sold 20 tickets, you got to come to the dinner with them. Everybody wants to spend time with the presenters. So I did a dinner the day before. And if
With
you
all
sold
of them or with some more than others?
no, no, no. When I brought Gina and Dario.
No, no, but what I mean is that you said everybody wants to spend time with the presenters. So my question is, do they really want to spend time with
Oh
all of the
yeah.
presenters
Oh
or with
yes.
some more than others?
No, it doesn't matter. I think the
Oh,
community. Remember, I have which I think is why Zumba did it. I think Zumba people suffer from FOMO. Like, that's a real thing in Zumba. Nobody like everybody wants to be involved in everything. No, I've never had that issue. Like, whoever I bring, people are like, "What can I do? Do you want me to pick them up? Do you want me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like if you could do it." Like for Gina and Dario, I worked that out a little different where I was like, hey, if you sell this amount of tickets, like not only will you get to teach a song or whatever, but then you get to come to the dinner the night before. And everybody was like, what? Like a dinner? And the dinner was paid for by me. Like you didn't have to pay for the dinner. Like
wow.
it's covered. Yeah.
That's a
Other
very good incentive.
other events that I've done, like when I brought Priscilla Sartori and Benjamin and Rodrigo, that was another big event. I had like 500, 600 people. This was years ago, though. Years ago. I did it where, like, if you sold an X amount, you got to teach a song. If you sold an X amount, I bought your Zumba outfit for the class. Like, this is what we're wearing. You tell me your size, and I buy you the Zumba outfit. And then another incentive was that you come to dinner, everything's paid for. And when people work my events, everybody will tell you I treat them very well. Like, I have food, like I have a special room just for the staff with food, with everything they need. But when it's time to work,
Wow.
we're working. Like, when it's time to work, it's work. Like, your staff. And then I have like a set time. Like, even in Georgia, I was like, guys, from this time to this time, we're working. Like, we're setting up we're decorating. But then at this time, you go into presenter mode. You come, you start to do your makeup, get ready. Like, I don't need your help. I have other people who are gonna step in and take over
Wow.
your.
So being involved in your events is like a workshop on how to handle, yes, because it's like you're learning, you're even teaching them. You're in working mode, but now it's like switch it up. Now you gotta be on presenter mode, go get pretty, change your clothes, and like that is so valuable, dude. I wish somebody
And
had
I
told me that.
And you know what? Another thing which I spoke, especially in Georgia, because I was new to them. Like, this was new relationships. I told them, I go, I want you guys to also feel what it feels to be a presenter. So like, I made badges for them that said presenter on it. Like, how, like, it's in remember what the first time you were a presenter and you looked at your badge and you're like, it says presenter and it has my name. So I did badges for them that said presenter, and then they had their own little area. And then when it's time for them, I really try really hard to make them feel. I want them to feel what we feel at ZipCon. Like, I want them to have those butterflies.
Wow.
Songs about to start, kill it. Like, this is your moment to, in Zumba, there's this whole thing like, you're not allowed to show off. No, when it's my event, I tell them, no, show off. Like, pretend you're at the Super Bowl. Like, this is your moment to shine. Like the spotlight is on you. Like,
Like, dude, that is so valuable. I remember the
there.
first time I did a fitness concert. I was very still new. The thing is that I did the fitness concert when only the big stars were in the fitness concert. The ones
Yeah,
that are like really dancers, like Wally was there, and Armando and Heidi, obviously, and Gina and Tanya, and like the big shots were there. So I was just like coming from this girl from Kentucky, and and nobody told me like you gotta switch it up, you gotta do this here, lower your energy here, but then it's showtime, and then it's like no, but they all knew how to do it because they had done a couple of fitness concerts before
yeah.
already. Then they had more experience before Zumba as well. So it's like the fact that you're taking the time to explain these to train the instructors. This is so valuable. It's so beautiful, Mauricio.
Thank you, love. And you know what? Now that you're saying that, it's
Wow.
so funny because when we were having our meetings in Georgia, I was like, guys, and it's your left leg. And some instructors were like, "What?" Because some instructors teach facing the mirror and they teach, and I was like, no, like left leg. Like you have to go up in the left leg. You all need to know the choreo. You all need to you decide with your group if you're gonna dress them, which they all did. Everybody bought outfits. You know how Zumba people are. They bought outfits and they did wardrobe changes because there was a couple of people that taught 2 songs, or there was a couple of people that were not teaching but were part of another group. So they got to go on stage more times. Everybody got to go on stage like 6 times in my Georgia event because it was just us. There was not, there was not presenters.
But it was
Um,
in a very organized way. They have rehearsed
yeah.
with the team and
Oh, we
everything.
had a list. Yeah, I do a list of like the songs that are coming next. I have somebody, I have a stage person that says, Team 2, you're next. Like everybody, Team 2. I'm also a nightmare, Maria.
Legit. I
I'm a
am
nightmare.
sure, but the amount of things these people are learning, like they're growing so much.
I warn them. I tell them, guys, just so you know, when it's the day of the event, I turn into a monster because I do. Like I'm not a
You're
CJ.
yelling at everybody.
It's 3. You all should be ready. You have 5 minutes. Blah 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 blah. Like very very organized. I start and end my event on time always. I have never started an event late. And you know what? As a host, you start to build a reputation. People know, fuck, if it's a Mauricio event, you have to get there early because if you don't, you're gonna miss half the class. Yeah, because think about it. If you start to develop those bad habits, people are gonna be like, oh no, it's okay. It always starts late. No. I think people already know that like if it's an event I'm doing, that's why when I show up, we have a line. Like when I show up to start setting up, we have a line of people because they know that if I say doors open at 11:30, doors will open at 11:30.
Wow, dude. You speak with so much passion about all of this
I
that
love
you make me even feel a little inclined
that.
to host
Look,
it.
I'm getting goosebumps. I love to host. My
Wow, I
dream.
can tell. Look at you.
Yeah,
Your eyes light up talking about
yeah,
this.
I do. I love. And then there's no better satisfaction than having this idea of what it looks like and then everything happening. Like there's nothing
Okay,
but
wait, we haven't finished. How do we get sponsors and
okay.
which are the sponsors?
Yeah, so I do 2 different things. So I have a sponsor because remember, different companies want different things. Some people just want visibility, or some people just want awareness of their brand or who they are. So I have sponsors. So if you're a sponsor, you are sponsoring the event. Your logo will be on the flyer because back in the day I used to do like the logos on the flyer, and I had different tiers. Your logo will be on the backdrop because we have a red carpet for most of my events. I had a red carpet at the AC Summerfest, but we didn't do any sponsors for for the Georgia one. We didn't do that. But your logo, it depends. It depends whatever the benefit is. You get to bring me your stuff. If I'm gonna have goodie bags, your marketing will go on the goodie bags, like all of this. Those are sponsors. They're only, and then we mention them like, or maybe I'll do a sponsor of like, hey, do you want to sponsor the stage? And then I'll be like, we have this stage thanks to Maria's Dental on Ina and Thornydale. Because remember, when I'm pitching it to them, you're going to get visibility to people who live in your community. These are potential future customers, So then those are sponsors, people who are paying to just have their logo and then I have vendors, which that's the Herbalife lady, the baking lady, the aesthetics lady. So these are people that get to come, and it all depends on the venue, if I have space on the venue. So they come and they get to set up and sell a product or sell a service right then
And
and
how
there.
much do you charge for the vendors?
That depends on the
But like, give
number
me an
of
idea from what to what.
it depends. I mean, on average, a sponsorship will be like $100 and 120 a sponsorship because they get mentioned a lot. And if I have a screen, their logo will be on the screen and all of that. And then a vendor being able to come and sell maybe $50, $75.
Okay.
Because remember, they have to take time out of their day, bring a table,
Yes,
or
but in that case, if you have vendors, you have to make sure that there's time for people to walk around. Because if you just start and finish goodbye, then everybody leaves and they don't sell anything. So what's the strategy there?
Yeah. So depending on the venue. So like when I used to have my big space, the Grand, it was called the Lux. I also have two separate entrances. By the way, because those good habits, you also developed it with the people. So I used to sell VIP and I used to sell general admission back in the day. VIP had its own entrance with a tent, with water, with appetizers. It got to the point that my VIP will sell out. What I would say, guys, on Thursday at my class, I'm selling VIP and I will sell out of VIP on Thursday. And then people trying to buy the VIP because they will show up and they would try to enter through the VIP and they'll be like, sorry, you're not VIP. General admission entrance is over there. And general admission is not coming in yet. You have like an hour before you come in. VIP gets in first. And then when VIP comes in, I had a water station that had like Gatorade, Cokes, water, and then like a little. It depended. Remember, this all depends on what the benefits for that event, like what the
Sure.
VIP includes. Um, so yeah, when I had vendors, like for the Armando and Heidi event, I had like 100 something vendors. I have pictures. The vendors were all around the place, but the place is huge. The place can hold like 6,000 people. It was humongous. So I had vendors around the stage. So then, I did the typical vendor fair thing. So I did a little passport. And then if you went to because I need to guarantee that people are going to go to your table. So you go and you get and this was 9 years ago. Remember, this was before I was even a presenter. You go and everybody that had the passport full will turn it in uh, at any time because at the end of the class, we did a huge raffle. And the raffle was normally like $600, $800 value because I would have the Mary Kay lady give me makeup, the Herbalife give me protein, like all the vendors would put into and then I would buy stuff. Like if I didn't think the basket was like good enough, then that guaranteed. So then my vendors after, because I would reach out to them like, how did you feel? Did you feel like you got clientele? Like I would reach out to them and they would tell me like, Mauricio, I sold out. If they were selling like a baking lady, I sold out, or because people wanted their passport full because they know that my raffle was going to be a good raffle. Everybody wanted the raffle.
Oh, wow.
I
This is
haven't done an
amazing.
event like that in forever, to be honest.
Okay. And how do you pitch the idea to sponsors?
The same thing. Hey, I'm doing a local community based event. Those are your keywords. I'm doing a local community based event. The people that are coming to the event all live here. They're potential customers. You have two ways of promoting yourself: either visibility through the sponsorship. We can add your logo to the backdrop, give you honorable mention, blah 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 blah. Or if you want to come and have sell a product or physically the moment of, you can do a vendorship, and then you have a 6x4 space. uh your vendorship only allows two people, so you can only have two people. Anybody else you want to bring will need to buy a ticket to enter the event. And then everybody will show up, and then I have staff. So anybody here from Tucson will tell you, back when I used to do it like that, I had staff, like the instructors, remember when they were working, that their job was only to take care of the vendors. And I had a list. Spot number 1 was Mary Kay. Spot number 2, so when they got there, they would be like, who are you? Mary Kay? Oh, you're going to be in spot number 1. And then we had a number 1 on the floor. So then we didn't have to worry about them setting up because it was like it was with the tape on the floor. So the Mary Kay lady knew that that was her space to set up whatever she wanted to set up.
Wow, so organized. Okay, so based on all of this information, what you're telling me is that there is no reason to lose money on a Zumba event.
There's no reason to lose money.
If you're losing money, it's because you want to lose money.
I mean, I don't say, how can you say that aloud? But that's
pretty much, because if you
that's the
can find
truth. Yeah.
sponsors, you can reach out to so many small businesses for them to have a table to be the vendors. Like, yeah, you're right. There is no reason for you to lose money.
And let's be realistic. Let's come to where we are right now. Tickets are struggling. Events are not what they used to be. So now everything that I just said, this is the way for you to make up money-wise that money through vendors, partnership with the venue. Say, hey, I'm bringing you people, especially if it's a venue that does quinceañeras. Like, can you charge me half of what you charge because all these people are going to get to see your plays and book it. And when I used to do it at this place, that's why they love working with me, because after I started doing events, everybody was doing their quinceañeras and their weddings and their parties there, because they're like, wow, it's so. And then they got to see the potential of the place, because they're like, wow, you could fit that big of a stage, or like the music sounds this good. Yeah, I'm gonna have my party here. So then the plays that I used to, this big plays that I'm telling you about, the moment I said, honestly, I didn't need to tell them anything. I'll be like, hey, April 11th, yes. What time? What time do you want it? That's it.
Of course, huge promotion.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You need
wow, dude.
it's all it's remember, anything in life is you have to sell it. Sell the experience, sell the potential,
And you
sell.
haven't even mentioned social media.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's
a
just it's a local thing. Therefore, you reach out to the instructors, you reach out to vendors, to sponsors, and the event is sold out, and you haven't even needed to promote on social media because it's sold out already.
Now another thing, guys, and mind you, it's so delicate right now, because this administration has been ending a lot of grants, a lot of what they call grants. But if you have a nonprofit, which a lot of people do, because it's very easy to start a nonprofit, if you have a 501c3, depending on your event, you can qualify for grants, like government grants, and to execute the event. Remember, anything, because this is all, not only is it mental health, which has been huge about talking about it, because it is coming to a Zumba class is a mental health, but it's also fitness slash recreational. I think it's what it falls under. So if there's any grant, any government, you can apply for it and get it.
Do you have a nonprofit?
I don't, but I'm going to.
You should.
I am. I already looked into it, but the problem is that a lot of government, we everybody knows this, are getting cut.
Doesn't hurt to try, anyways.
No, but it does. That's what I'm saying. Like tie it back. Like, and if you
Yes.
have a nonprofit and you get a vendor, if you get a sponsor, especially if you're going to do a big sponsorship, remember, then you can offer them a tax. So not only is it they're paying for visibility, but then you give them a tax write off.
Because back full circle to my initial point that you were not making money at all. On the opposite, you're investing from your own money at the event. You should run it as a non-profit event because that's what you're
So
doing.
when I
You're doing
do,
it for the community.
so let me tell you, for everybody else, when you do a Zumbathon or you do something to raise money, you have to partner. If you don't have one, because that's what I would do, I would partner with a nonprofit. So back in the day, I've partnered with every nonprofit in here in Tucson. Like we did Youth on Your Own, Casa de los Niños. These are community-based nonprofits. So then what happens is that um, for the vendors, through the nonprofit, you give them the write-off, a tax write-off, because that money is going directly to the nonprofit, and because we're raising money either through the ticket sales or through the vendors that are going to go to the nonprofit.
Wonderful. Oh, wow, dude. This has been amazing to learn all of these tips from you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
What else is new in your life? What are you looking forward to doing other than obviously this?
I'm just so excited to be here. This is home, Arizona. Florida will always be my home, but Arizona's home. I'm excited to be here. My kids have so much going on. I'm excited for them to continue to do sports and all of that stuff. I still want to travel. I'm doing a tour this year, but I'm gonna focus more on community. I think it's needed,
Wow.
to light that fire, to bring back events, well done events, expose the community here to different presenters, because we have such incredible talent out there, and we're all so different. If the people that don't get to travel and go to ZinCon don't really get to in person, because virtually has opened such a different exposure, but in person to experience like that energy. I want to do more events. And I think we talked about this last time. I want to open up an event center. Like I want to open up my own event center for like to do my classes, to do my Zumba events. But that's my dream. My dream will be to own my own event center for weddings, quinceañeras. That's my dream. Like my
Wow. What's stopping you from doing it?
money.
No, but you
You
can
know,
apply for a what's the name? SBA loan for small
yeah,
businesses.
but there's a lot, there's a lot I need to consider. Like, I'm still in the middle of like, do I start by renting a place or do I own it? There's There's a lot because in a city like here, yes, it's all about the name. Like everybody, there's places here that you know what they are by the name. Like they built a reputation by the name. But then imagine if then I have to move. Like you get me, especially when it comes to a business that's like an event center. Like imagine if I start
Yes.
and then I have to move. How do you tell people like we're no longer there, we're here? So there's a lot of things that I need to look into, but nothing. I mean, I'm still traveling. I have my virtual studio. I have my classes. I'm gonna be doing tons of events. What I need is a venue because again, we have very small venues, and the venues that are big are very expensive. Like I wouldn't be able to
Mhm.
to afford them,
Yeah,
even
I
if
think you're gonna
even
be
if
better off like building it from the scratch. But
yeah.
yes, you have to be sure that you're gonna be in that city for a long to venture into that. And you did this series of videos last year with Zumba and the beginners prep for
Yeah.
students. Can you explain in your words how are those videos beneficial for the Zumba instructor?
Oh my God, the amount of messages that I get on social media, it's crazy. People saying, I found you through the beginner's workout, even on YouTube, and then they started downloading the Zumba. I get so many messages, people telling me so many personal things, from like mental health, even to like physical, like I lost this much weight finally. And if you guys go to I don't know if you guys know this, if you go to Zumba YouTube channels, I think it's 4 videos, beginner series is the most viewed. One of
What's
them
up,
has like
guys, and
19
welcome back to
million.
the
And
Zumba for Beginners series.
read the comments because that was another thing. Because in YouTube, you get there's not a single nasty comment. Like all the comments are, "This is amazing. We need more of this." And then that's where Zumba got the idea to then bring it to the app. And that's just a reminder that
It's
remember,
the
Zumba
most
is supposed to be
viewed
for
and the
everybody.
highest
And
rated
Zumba is
class.
supposed to be your class needs to be a welcoming space and a safe space and a place of unity and a place of come as you are, what you believe, like what you support, the way you dress, the way you look. And that's what I strive for in my Zumba class.
Really, Zumba doesn't need to be all fancy and fancy choreography. It's like, yeah, we need to continue to invite the new people that have not tried Zumba before because maybe they think it's too advanced for them. And this is the perfect way to fall in love with our beautiful classes.
Yeah, but let's also because I talk about this a lot. I feel like I'm a huge advocate of this. Yes, I'll keep that in the back of your head, but evolve. Do not stay stuck in the same place, doing the same thing, the same steps, the same music. Music evolves, the fitness industry evolves, dance evolves. You need to evolve as an instructor. You need to evolve as Zumba continues to evolve. I see this a lot in social media. Zumba is not what it used to be, of course, because Zumba needs to evolve and it needs to change in order to stay alive and continue to be this beautiful thing that it is. And if Zumba was still what it was in 2001, it would have died like many other formats. Keep that, always remember that. Keep it simple, keep it easy for everybody to follow, for everybody to enjoy, to appeal a, a large demographic of people. However, don't get yourself stagnant. Like grow, evolve, do different things, bring something different, be you. If everybody's wearing white, wear red. Be the black sheep.
Or something as simple as when you're choosing the choreography you're gonna use from the live class or the one-on-one on Zoom volume, choose the one that challenges you the most. Choose the one
Yeah,
that has the
so you can
different
grow.
style. Correct.
Yes, Maria, I talk about this so much in my jam sessions. Push yourself. Don't get comfortable. The moment you get comfortable, you become boring. And you're not in don't get comfortable. Push yourself. And then not only this, yes, use the Zen volume choreos because we put so much work into it, but then never forget to add your own flair. Do not mimic. Do not mimic. Learn the choreo, learn the steps, learn the what it's supposed to be, but then add how are you going to grab the choreo and make it yours? You want to do that choreo. There's nothing more beautiful, and I'm getting goosebumps again. I get goosebumps a lot. There's nothing more beautiful than for you to do a choreo and somebody come tell you, is that yours? Or is because you made it yours. You did something, a little hand movement, a little thing engagement, grab the choreo and make it yours. When people come to my jams, I tell them, I want your students to think that you made it. Like I want them to think that it's your choreo. So change whatever you have to change, add whatever flavor you need to add for it to look like it's yours.
I love it. Let's start this movement. Like start. You've been preaching it for 17 years. But let's make
Yes,
sure
like
that
even if
doing the
you're
same
doing the
steps,
jammer
you make it look
choreography
different.
or wait, is that the scene
Yeah, to the
choreo?
point, you want people to look at your video and then have to go look at the Zin volume because they were like, is it the same thing? Because
Yes.
I see it a lot. I see it that they'll do like a mannerism and then they'll do the same mannerism. And it's like, no, that's theirs. That's why they are who they are, like be inspired, which is what I've always said about Armando. Armando has always inspired me. Everything I do is like inspired by him. He's like my biggest role model. But I always said, okay, how can I grab this, but then put my signature, make it, me, make it for when people see it, because I could see something and I could be like, that's Armando. That's Armando. Like, I don't care what you say, that's Armando. And even if it's not his, you stole it from him because that's Armando. You get me? And that's what it should be. It should be like you should then grab that and make it your own to where like, and that's how artists do it. Artists that blow up, it's because they have their own signature and then you see
But at the
something.
beginning, for a new instructor, it's important to copy it because they don't have a performance style. They've never taught. It's intimidating. So yes, at the beginning, it serves its purpose. Like you copied it from Armando for the beginning.
I did,
But
yes.
then that's when you take it to the next level. Yes.
But see, that's the beauty that as you're teaching, you're gonna find you. And that's why I'm always saying like be like stay true to you because you're gonna find who you are as an instructor. You're gonna find who you are as a person because it's the person that connects with people. Like whatever it is, like you're a funny instructor, you're more of a fierce instructor, you're more of like a corny instructor, like, oh, that stuff, or you're more of like a cochino, like you're gonna find who you are and then embrace it. Don't hide it. And to be honest, love, I think that I see it in artists and I see it reflected on us. It's the one thing that you have always tried to hide or push that is your strength. Like I feel like it's that weird aspect of you or that different aspect of you that makes you you and that makes you
How
so.
long did it take you to find you as an instructor?
I'm still discovering it,
Yes, but when you first grasped it.
during quarantine.
Oh,
During
and you have
quarantine
been teaching
because
for quite a while.
yeah, because look, love, I'm such an introverted person. I really am. Like the person that you see on stage is not me in real life. I'm very serious, I'm very quiet, I'm very detailed, I'm very analytical. So then when quarantine happened, I didn't have that real person. So I was like, fuck, like how do I get into that alter ego when I don't have people in front of me feeding it? So it was like really digging deep. And then when I start the class on Zoom or when I start the virtual class, staying like in that I alter ego in my person gems, I and always talk about my finding gems in the what classes. I'm connects. always like I'm very cochino. I'm very like yes, like no judgment. Like be as sucia or be as conservative as you want. Like be free. I want you to move free. I want you to. There's no limits. There's no limits. There's no judgment. And I think that's why I love like having my own stuff because no, I don't have consequences. I could do whatever I want, you know, and I can open that door for my students to do whatever they want, whatever they feel comfortable. Like be as cochina as you want, or be as dainty and cute as you want. But the door's open. It's up to you. So quarantine really like allowed me to dig deep, be comfortable with
And it's
mannerisms or be
because it
comfortable
pushed you
in
out of the comfort
talking
zone to
and
have to speak
saying
more
certain
because now it
things.
was the camera.
Yeah, it was, yeah, exactly. It was not, and then also kind of like getting in that mental because you don't have that feedback in person. Yes, you can, like I said, you can look at the screen, but you need to be reminded of like that energy level or that persona you have to stay because you don't have that real life reinforcement of keep it up. In an in-person class, it's like they're digging it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Here, you don't know, relying on just yourself. So
Yes. In a
virtual.
way, the people have become a crutch for us.
and then remove the people and you're in front of a camera. You're like, oh my God, how do I make this happen on my own? Now relying on my own energy.
Yeah, and
Yes.
if they're not commenting or if they're not doing the little reactions, which is new, that wasn't a thing in Zoom. You're not you don't know if they're liking it or not, or if they're vibing with it, or if they're having fun. So it's like you really need to rely on you to deliver that experience, and then they need to rely on themselves in their home to have that experience. So
So that's what worked for you. But for a new Zumba instructor, and I'm asking you a lot of questions for beginners
What would you
because I teach the
recommend?
B1 trainings. Those are my babies. So, of course,
Mhm.
everything for them. So, are strategies that work for them to find their you, their own self as an instructor faster.
go take as many classes as possible, as many classes. You're going to learn something from the good and the bad. You're going to learn something. I feel like I learn more from the bad. And I'm not saying bad instructor, I'm saying bad in general, because then I tell like, oh, I didn't like that. So then I remember like I'm not going to do it because I didn't enjoy it, or I didn't like that I had to do this, or that I had to stand here, or that I had to, like, for example, I'll take up virtually, and I have to register and I have to play. And I'm like, I didn't like that. If I were to encounter that, I'll be like, I'd rather not take it because I'm not here to fill out a form. So then I like where I can just click and boom, the class is starting. So then that's how I do learning from that. That's how then I apply it to myself. Take as many classes as possible, go to master classes so you can see that there's so many different type of instructors, so many different type of students, right? And then you're going to find what you like, what you don't like, and you're going to start applying it. But growth wise, because it's the only thing that's actually offered, take jam sessions. I, as a CJ, when I have an instructor come, I can tell who takes jam sessions because I can see how clean their cues are. I can see how they immediately understand the progression and they immediately understand the variation. And even if I'm going to a new place, I truly can look at a group of people, do the first song and be like, oh yeah, you take a lot of jams. Like you invest in yourself. And I can tell that you're that instructor that only teaches your class and you don't leave your class because I can see it. You need to expose yourself. You need to be open and expose yourself in order to grow.
So, taking jam sessions is like taking yourself to the next level
Yeah, I think so.
as
And
an
from as
instructor.
and from as many CJs as possible. So you get exposed to different flavors, styles, cueing, musicality. We're all so different. We all pick different music. We all do so many different steps. And then, yeah, and then, you have your favorites. Everybody has their favorites. And that person will always be your favorite and you're going to support them no matter what. But then don't get stuck with that favorite person. Like once in a while, go and expose yourself to somebody else.
Every
Even
3 jam sessions, go back to the favorite one.
Yeah, exactly. Because we all have our favorites, and we
Yeah.
we that person's our favorite because they give us what we like, and we know that that's what works in our class. But then push yourself, and then maybe you go to a person that's not your favorite and you hated it, but then at least you got exposed to it, and now you know whatever, like. And it's not speaking in a derogatory way, but at least you open yourself up to be like, yeah. Like for example, me, I cannot do them both. Dembow does nothing for me. Like it doesn't get me. I think I have like two Dembow songs, like real Dominican Dembow. So then I know that that doesn't work for me. I know that as an instructor, the Dembow song is not the song that's going to put me in my good mode. So then now I know how to approach it. It either has to be a real unique Dembow that's like a fusion, but I learned that by exposing myself, by going to instructors in convention, because I try to crash as many classes as possible that I know do a lot of dembow for me to maybe even see like, oh, I did not think you could do that in a dembow song. And then it opens my mind to hear the song and like visualize the choreo different because that person exposed me to it.
Okay, now a question for the jammers. Let's say I've been a Zumba jammer for 7 years, but I feel like I'm stuck as a jammer. How do I get to the next level?
Invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself, whatever that means. Whatever that means, like taking classes outside of Zumba. I know this is like a big no thing that you don't say take other formats, other dance formats, because maybe you'll see something that you like, or maybe you see something that you don't like. Invest in yourself in a way that takes you out of your routine. And the only way you're gonna do that is by taking the things you're not comfortable with. We're always going to go back to what we know, what we could do in our sleep. So if you as a CJ, because as a CJ we explore so much and we research so much, and we have to stay like on top musically, creatively, choreo, then again, try another format. Like go try that format that's only hip hop, or go try that format that's only samba, like feature dance, from like try something different, so then you get a different perspective in music, choreography, and then sometimes it reignites a fire in you, or sometimes it reminds you like, no, you're where you're supposed to be. Like like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to open yourself up. Don't get stuck. Try different things.
And there's different goals for different jammers as well. Some of them are good the way they are. Is not they cannot handle growing bigger anyway, because maybe they have small kids. They cannot be on the road traveling all the time. So it's depending on their goals, right? But for those that maybe want to take it to, how do I get to where Mauricio is? How do I get Zumba to invite me to do videos?
Yeah. Work hard. I know what you're saying, love, because we hear it all the time. We see it on social media all the time. Put yourself out there. I mean, you're saying Zumba doesn't use me. How are they gonna know who you are if you're not posting? And I know like posting is important. That's how you stay visible. That's how you stay relevant. How are they gonna get to see you? You think that just because your name is in a database of CJs, because they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Juanita, CJ Juanita. No, you need to expose yourself. Be like, look, this is who I am. This is my brand. This is what I can deliver. So then when they're thinking like, we need a real good belly dance person, Juanita, I've seen the videos where she's like a rock star. You have to expose yourself. But it goes back to what I said. Stay true to who you are, because they'll see whatever Zumba, whatever project they have, and be true to who you are, because you're gonna fill that empty space. And when you are trying to mimic other people, that space has already been taken. And that person is already a priority, for a bit lack of a better word. So why are they gonna pick you when you do the same thing as this person that has already proven that they're professional, that they deliver, that you need to
Thank
fill in
you. That
space.
was a beautiful beach slap.
Yeah, fill that space that doesn't exist.
Yes. Stop trying to be as good as the others that are great already, because that is already taken.
I hear a
Yes.
lot of, "Oh, I'm too old." Well, maybe we don't have an old representation. How about you try to be that representation? Oh, Zumba Gold is not what it used to be, blah, blah, blah. Well, how about you are the one that makes it and brings it to, but you have to work hard. You have to stay consistent. It takes a lot of work. Trust me, like shooting videos is not easy. Creating content is not easy. And we're living in a world right now where it is driven by social
And
media.
also, you have to post because you like it, because that comes across. You have to do it just because you love doing that kind of video, or to put your time and passion into serving others through your videos. Yes.
Yeah. And be different. Honestly, the one thing that I can say is be different. Be as
As if
different
it
as
was
possible.
easy. It's so hard, Mauricio, nowadays, when social media is telling you who you're supposed to be. It is not that easy to be different. It's like, but how? If
That's
the
a
world
that's
will
a personal
accept me
thing.
this way.
That's a
Yes.
personal thing. You're really gonna have to look within. You're really gonna have to look within, and you need to love yourself. RuPaul, I love RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul says, how in the hell can you love somebody else when you don't even love yourself? Can I get an amen? And that's so true. Like, you need to love your body as it jiggles, as it moves, you need to love every inch of yourself, because that was the body you were given. That is the body you're going to have. That's the personality. Trust me, there's things about me that I don't like, but I'm like, that's the personality that I have. Like, that's who I am. Like, and you need to accept it and you need to embrace it. That doesn't mean that there's no things like people have to work on. We all have things to work on. But I think that the real work starts when you accept yourself for who you are, where
That
you
comes
live
across. People will see it.
authentically, and people
That
will
is the never ending job, embracing the self. Thank
yeah.
you so much, Mauricio.
Yeah,
It's
this was so
always
fun.
so
Wait,
deep
how was
talking
this
to
2
you
hours?
like this, baby. That's why I know it. I know it. That's why I was like, yes, Mauricio, he wants to talk to me again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're such a beautiful person.
And you like blow my mind. And I am so happy that you are willing to do these conversations because otherwise we will never get to know the real you. Because for what you said, you are more of a serious person, more introverted. So, yeah, this is what we need to get so much inspiration when you open up like this. I love
No,
you. Thank you so much.
me too, love. And thank you. Look, before we go, thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for being such a baddie. You are that bitch. I always look at all your posts walking on the beach with your little bikini, your tight body, and it's crazy because it's like that's not the definition of like perfection or anything, but I love how you love you. And I love how you love the things that make you happy, and this is where I'm at peace. And I love that. I love to see that because it comes across. Like
Thank you.
if they were to move Maria to a mountain with no water and no sunlight, Maria would like it. I love to see you enjoying the things you love. That's so beautiful. So thank you. And thank you for giving people this platform to really like connect and show their other side.
And for your next event, you have to add a session of a live podcast. And then I get to have conversations with the panelists, with your invited guests, and we
We're gonna
put them
do
on
it.
the spot. We find
Yeah.
out their secrets.
Yeah.
Sponsored by the Happy Beyond Fit podcast. You gotta reach out to me for the next event,
Let's
see?
do it. No, for real. Let's do it. I'm gonna do tons of events. This is just the beginning.
Let's do it, baby. I can already see it. It's beautiful
Okay.
to hear you talking about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love.
Go fly, because I know you gotta catch a
Yeah.
flight. You too.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Stay safe. Bye, everybody.